Hello everyone, how's the vibe? How are you all doing? Another day here with you. I'm very happy to be here. Today we're going to talk about relationships. We're going to talk a lot about couples. I'm going to answer some questions that were asked of me, which I have written down here. And we're going to discuss relationships in depth. What's good for you, what's not. Remember, I'm Fabian, creator of the book A Una Cuadra de Ti, a self-help and self-knowledge book. You can find it on my website. I'll leave it here for you. You can get it on the website and we'll send it right to your doorstep, or you can also reach out through social media at Fabian R. Casal on all social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, on every social network. Remember, it's a bedside book. You need to have it because we talk about the human being, about emotions, about getting to know yourself, and if you know yourself, you know everyone. Don't forget, please, to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and give me a like, because when you give me a like, we reach many people around the world to help them. The idea of the channel is to help as many people as possible. Write to me, I reply to everyone, and let's keep going.
No, I do not think that is the case.
Doesn't matter.
Who left doesn't matter, no.
Who will come doesn't matter.
That's why the people who create the atmosphere are the ones I care about most. It doesn't matter who left, no.
It doesn't matter who left, no.
It doesn't matter who will come.
Hello to the people who create the atmosphere. Well, here we are. Let's answer several questions. I want to address some of the many questions that were recently asked to me on the channel and actually across all of my social media channels, including Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, where we are constantly talking about relationships. We always spend time talking about the complexities of relationships, and we also talk about the deep evolution of the self. Okay, well, let's go ahead and start with the very first question I was asked, which goes something like this. Maybe my partner never truly loved me at all, because if they had actually loved me as much as they always say they did, they simply wouldn't have left me. Okay, so if they left you but they still tell you that they loved you so much, you really have to look closely at what the specific reason was. Why exactly did they leave you? Okay, let's consider what happened first if they left you. And that breakup has its own name and surname, which always happens when someone leaves you suddenly and says, give me some time. Give me some time to think about it. I need to really think about whether I love you or not. Give me some time. Now let me ask you, is that something you have to think about or feel? That's an emotion. So if they tell you, give me some time, my friend, thinking has its own name and surname. They're leaving you for someone else. Okay? Let's continue. The next question says, I'll never find someone who loves me the same. That's completely false. I'm telling you this as someone who has lived through it. That's why I speak with such confidence, because I've experienced all these things. I've been left, I've left others many times. Well, all these things have happened to me. So yes, you will find a love that's the same, and not just the same, better. Because remember, life is about evolution. It's a spiral. Everything that happens to you doesn't happen in the exact same place every time. Yes, it's circular, right? But it's a spiral, it goes upward, okay? And you come across the same stone but higher up, already with more growth, with new lessons in a different way. If I were to tell you now, if you could get back together with your first girlfriend or boyfriend, maybe the one you got hung up on, if we had a time machine and you went back to that person, you'd see that it's not the same as it was 10 years ago when you were with them. It is simply not the same thing anymore, because you have evolved so much, you have learned many lessons, and you have seen so many other things. You got yourself stuck in a movie from the distant past, but you did not stay in the evolution. Okay, well, let us continue. I am destined, and I truly say it that way too, to be alone for the entire rest of my life. That is a complete and total lie. That is absolutely false. As they often say, it is completely and utterly false. It's a lie. We are vibration, we are energy. The movie The Secret For me, it's still a secret because people have watched it and haven't applied it. You don't know that we are energy, that we are vibration. In one of the previous videos, I shared a video about magnetism, about everything you can do with magnetism, with your gaze, with your breath, with your own magnetism. So if you say that you can't have, this is a girl, right? That she can't, you're going to end up alone in your life, you're declaring it. I know this sounds cliche, as they say in Venezuela, everyone says it now. But if you're declaring it, that's what will happen to you. So if you had a bad experience before, it doesn't mean you have to have a bad experience again in love or in the present. So open yourself up. Open yourself up to what you want. Open yourself up to what you feel. But don't open yourself up to copying the bad things your mom and dad experienced in love. Because maybe that's where it comes from too. You saw some really ugly things in love between your mom and dad. You don't want to repeat them, and you say you're destined to end up alone. Before we continue, please give me a like and hit the bell so you get notified about all these videos that I'm uploading almost daily. We're uploading them almost every day. Give me a like to help everyone, and so that YouTube reaches a lot more people to help. This channel, the people who make up this community, what we want is to help people. So let's continue with the question. Here it says, I don't want to be with anyone else. We've already answered that one. Thank you. Will he or she remember me? Okay, I want you to really listen to this question. Will he or she remember me? Did I actually mean anything significant to him or her? Now I have to ask you, why the heck do you want them to remember you so badly? Why not choose to live fully in the present moment, the beautiful present, and project into the bright future everything you truly want to achieve in love and in your ultimate purpose? Focus on what lies ahead of you now. Project it into the future. It's not that you should live in the future, but why do you want to be remembered, whether in a good or bad way? That's already in the past. The past is gone, you can't change it. Let's suppose they remember you in a bad way, and then what? Or that they remember you in a good way. So then, why do you want to be remembered, whether good or bad? You need to work a lot on yourself. The person who told me that, you need to work a lot on yourself because you don't love yourself, you can't find yourself. You're living for what others will say, you're living from how that person will remember me. I honestly don't see the point. Work on yourself, you are worth a lot. All human beings are valuable, and we have to find our inner self. We have to discover who we are. What do we feel in order to know what the other person feels? Well, here we have, let's go with the last question. It says, everything has been a lie and a falsehood. Well, it's a young woman as well. Everything has been a lie and a falsehood. Well, if everything has been a lie and a falsehood, that means everything has been a lie and a falsehood. So if they lied to you, what were you doing there? If you found out that they lied to you, that the person was fake, what were you doing there? Did you realize it only after they left you? No. When you were inside that relationship, you knew something was going on. You knew they were lying to you. You felt that they were lying to you and that it was all fake. So what were you doing in that relationship? You need to be in a pure relationship. In a relationship, I'm going to make a video about what a relationship that's very close to reality should be like. I don't have 100%, but at least I have 80%. Let's see, the last question. We already have this one. It says, listen to this. Do you think they still feel something for me? It seems like they do, but then it seems like from one day to the next, they don't feel anything for me anymore. Well, that's more of the same, more of what I already told you. If from one day to the next they suddenly don't feel anything for you anymore, that has a name and a surname, look it up, because it can't be that from one day to the next they just stop feeling anything for you and you believe it and you're left there shocked. No, that can't be. There would have to have been bad things happening for weeks, months, or even years before. Things that neither of you liked, arguments, lack of understanding, no real conversations, you two didn't talk things through. It can't be that everything was all roses and sunshine, and then from one day to the next they tell you, I don't want to be with you anymore. That has a name and a surname. They left you for someone else. I'm sorry, but I like to be very honest with all my audience, with all of you. I care about you all a lot. And remember, everything is here, everything you need for personal growth, so you can feel fulfilled and find a partner, so you can feel fulfilled and not suffer from anxiety or panic attacks. Because people think panic attack. I've also received a lot of messages about that. I mean, look, you're stressed, and from stress comes anxiety, from anxiety comes depression, and from depression you start having panic attacks, all of that. How do you cure that? Well, you can achieve this simply by finding your true self, unless, of course, your internal brain chemicals are already far too imbalanced. In that specific case, you would definitely need to see a professional psychiatrist to get the proper medication, of course. If not, you have to find yourself and do the work. You have to work on yourself a lot, a whole lot. You have to work on yourself, folks. I always say it. And people tell me, but do I have to buy a book? Do I have to buy some guides? Or do I have to buy, folks, I'm telling you, bring a shovel if you have a gold mine. Bring the shovel so you can dig if you have a gold mine for yourself. Then they say, oh, but I have to bring a shovel. No, that's too expensive. No, that's too expensive. So commit to yourself. Commit to the idea that you can get out of where you are. And well, I'm Fabian, creator of the book A una cuadra de ti. You can find it on my website and on all social media as Fabian R. Casal, okay? And that's it. It doesn't matter who left. What matters is who will come.
It doesn't really matter who has chosen to leave. What truly matters in the end is who will eventually arrive. That is exactly why the special people who create a wonderful atmosphere are the ones I value and appreciate the most.
This is the beautiful and soul-stirring song that reaches deep into the very core of your heart. You should stop crying your bitter tears right now and instead start singing with all of your might. And always remember the eternal truth that every single winding river eventually flows all the way down to the vast and open sea. No matter how long the journey may take or how many obstacles stand in its way.
It doesn't matter who left.
It doesn't matter, no.
It doesn't matter who will come, no.
It doesn't matter who will come because
it's the people who create the atmosphere. They're the ones I love the most. It doesn't matter who left. It doesn't matter who will come.
It doesn't matter who.
That's why the people who create the atmosphere are the ones I love the most.
It is truly time for you to take full responsibility for your own life and start moving forward with purpose. In the end, you must realize that you are the only one who ultimately blows out your own birthday candles. Absolutely no one else can do that.
It doesn't matter who left.
It doesn't matter, no.
It doesn't matter who will come.
It doesn't matter who will come because
that's why the people who create the atmosphere are the ones I love the most.
It doesn't matter who left.
It doesn't matter who left. What matters is who
will come. What matters is who.
That's why the people who create the atmosphere are the ones I love the most.
They are truly the ones that I love the very most in this world. Oh no, I really mean it.